Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday night. I'm here with my friend Amber. We are going to do a Keto Life 411, and we did have some technical difficulties. We had planned on doing a Facebook Live, but we're going to go ahead and do a Zoom and just not let technology get in our way because we had some pretty special stuff planned for you guys. So my name's Lauren Smith. This is my friend Amber Valencia at the top of my screen there. And I've known Amber for about 3 years now. She's a really good friend and business coach. And I've just so been looking forward to bringing her on and doing a little interview / keto hacks, and just to give you guys kind of the 411. There's just a lot of noise on the internet, on social media. Keto is a huge buzzword, and it can be very overwhelming to start this journey. So we love to come on and talk and share about our very simple method. It's very effective, and you don't have to make a lot of changes at once, which is super nice because we all know when you do that, typically changes don't last. So we're not here to give you a quick fix, but we are here to teach you a thing or two about the basics of keto. And I also want to ask Amber some questions just kind of about her journey. So thank you, Amber, for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for managing the craziness of Facebook and it not letting us do what we had planned. So this is plan B and it's going to work perfectly, but thank you. And I'm just so glad that I am your partner in this, and I'm excited for us to do this call together tonight.
Awesome. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. We can just riff for a little while, and you know, you've helped coach and guide me, so I hold you in a very high regard. And I love just how simple you make it. That was something that really attracted me to all of this, is just the simplicity. So let's get right down to it. What is keto?
So keto is short for ketosis, and there's the ketogenic diet, there's keto this, there's keto foods. First of all, foods are not keto or keto. Like, you have foods that might be more keto friendly, but keto is not a food. Keto refers to the metabolic state of ketosis when you're running on fat for fuel. That's what it is, ketosis, right? So there are two ways to achieve that state. And the first one is through lifestyle, ketogenic dieting, restrictive dieting, where you maintain about 20 grams or under of carbs a day. Some people have to go as low as 10 grams or under of carbs a day, and that includes like naturally occurring carbs. And so that's your first way, or through fasting. So you can achieve ketosis through fasting, eating fat, or really significantly reducing your carb intake. The second way to get into ketosis, into that fat burning state, is exogenous ketones, pure therapeutic ketones, these little things. So these little things have not been around for very long. So in the past, you did have to do Atkins diet or ketogenic diet to achieve ketosis. Now you can drink a packet, and within 30 to 60 minutes, you can be in ketosis. So why do you want to be in ketosis? Well, most people think right off the bat, like extreme weight loss. People have lost a significant amount of weight doing the ketogenic diet. That's what's really got keto in the forefront right now, and like a buzzword, you can lose a significant amount of weight. A lot of people don't talk about, especially women, like, you know, we're all kind of superficial, not to say it in a bad way, but we care about weight, right? But there's actually some really powerful other benefits, better sleep, better mood. There's some cognitive benefits, better focus. So just like your brain lights up, your brain runs really well on fat for fuel. So when you're burning fat, you're running on fat for fuel. You have better energy. So I like to think of ketone energy like a really steady, nice energy versus the rise and fall of like glucose or carbohydrate rich nutrition. And then there's fat loss. And so those are the other benefits that you can achieve from drinking a packet of ketones and being in ketosis.
Awesome. Thank you so much for breaking it down. I want to ask, what is so special about our products? Because, you know, you go into the grocery store, Walgreens, Rite Aid, there's keto products everywhere. So what sets this product apart from everything else that's out there?
Well, we have about like 9 different patents on our product. When you look back at like the history of pure therapeutic ketones or exogenous ketones that you drink, they actually started at the University of South Florida through a grant through the Department of Defense. And our Department of Defense wanted a way to get Navy SEALs into ketosis without having to require them to do this really extreme ketogenic dieting. They can't control what those Navy SEALs are putting in their mouth. They can control how they work out. They control all these other things. But the extreme dieting was that was like the variable they couldn't control. So at the University of South Florida, Dr. Dominic D'Agostino and his team came up with the world's first exogenous ketone. Our product is a child of that original research through, you know, I think that was like 10 years ago, and then we've evolved since then, and we've evolved it to a more affordable product. So the dose at University of South Florida was like $20,000 a hit of ketones. But we've also made the process more natural. So our ketones are actually called NAT. It's nutritionally advanced technology because it puts you in nutritional ketosis, but it's NAT as well because they're naturally fermented. So our products have no artificial dyes, coloring, flavorings, or any ingredients. They're also naturally fermented. So beta hydroxybutyrate, BHB, those are your ketones. Those are a compound that have to be bound to salts. And so that process of binding them to salts is a natural fermentation process. So why is that important when you have a ketone? There are so many other ketones on the market that are not bioidentical to the ketones that your body makes. And so you can think of those ketone products as being a key that doesn't fit. Okay, so you could be drinking ketones, you could be peeing out ketones, but your body's not absorbing and using those ketones. A lot of those products had a lot of uppers or fillers in them to make you feel like you have energy. It might be a lot of caffeine, it might be a lot of other things. It's not because your body's uptaking those ketones and using them and putting them in your bloodstream so that you're in ketosis. Keto is slapped on everything. Someone sent me a picture of coffee that said keto. It wasn't even like fat coffee. It was literally like coffee beans and it said keto. Well, coffee beans are keto, right? Because coffee beans, so just like with the gluten thing, like you can see like everything says gluten-free. Well, that like meat doesn't have gluten in it, so you don't need to say it's gluten-free and pay more for it. But that's what's happening with keto. So things, if you see things that say keto, it does not mean that they're going to put you in ketosis. They might just be lower carb, higher fat. That's what you're going to see. But especially with other ketone products, they're really just like fairy dusting you. They're putting a little bit of those BHB salts, like a not very pure form, a form that's not bioidentical to you, and you're not going to be uptaking it. And so, and there's also things called raspberry ketones, which have nothing to do with ketosis. So it's a really difficult time to be a consumer right now because marketers are really smart at fooling people. I just bought some cauliflower breaded chicken that was like really high in carbs, and I thought it was keto. And so, but ketones, prove it ketones, I can show you here. Here's our different patents that we have listed on the box. And that's important because nobody else out there has what we have. We created the marketplace for ketones. We created this. We have years of research under our belt, and that's what we are giving to our people right now, our keto people, is amazing ketones.
Awesome. Great explanation. So for anyone that wants to try ketones or get started, what would you recommend that they do?
So you know, sometimes people, like my background is health and fitness coaching. And what I used to find that people wanted to do, and I wanted to do, is I would say, okay, you're going to go full keto, like you're going to do clean eating, and you're going to cut out all sugars, and you're going to cut out all carbs, and you're going to work out, and you're going to do this, and here's your meal plan, and when are you starting? And so people would be like, okay, all right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to follow this diet, I'm going to follow this workout regimen. And then I told them, okay, let's add in ketones. What you're going to start Monday. And what would happen is people would, number one, they wouldn't know what changes were coming from the complete lifestyle overhaul in the ketones. And then they also were setting themselves up for something that worked for me or someone else, but wasn't what worked for them. So what I actually tell people now is to just drink ketones, add ketones in, be more mindful of what you're putting in your body. We can all benefit from eliminating our processed carbohydrates, the pastas, the breads, the sugary drinks, the sugary everything. And then see how you feel. And 9 times out of 10, when you're drinking 1 to 2 ketones a day, you're gonna start evolving to more of a ketogenic or low carb lifestyle. I'm not low carb, I'm not ketogenic. I'm not anything. I eat smart. I won't even tell you what I had at lunch today because it's terrible. But 90% of the time it's healthy. But I'm not above just being human and eating junk too. So what's really cool though is we have our 10-day drink ketones challenge, and I was hoping my shipment would arrive. So I have it. It's a box, and it's literally 2 ketones a day, 1 ketone in the morning, 1 ketone in the evening, focusing on water intake and watching your carbs and doing some intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting really has a lot of benefits. There we go, Lauren, you got it. You're my Vanna White. So everything you need is in that, and you don't have to follow a big plan. You don't have to calculate your macronutrients or your macros. You don't have to count your calories. You have to be smarter. But the 10-day challenge, and depending, that's the thing. I didn't say that ketones give you weight loss just in and of themselves. They give you the fat loss, the focus, the better sleep, the better energy, the better mood. It's not like you can drink these and eat like a pig and eat all the French fries and hamburgers and lose weight. It's not magic. There's no such thing as a magic pill, but you can focus on that nutrition. The more you focus on that nutrition, the more closely aligned you are to ketogenic way of eating. And I need to say this, ketogenic way of eating is a really beneficial way of eating, but a lot of what's out there is like keto junk food. There's keto junk. People are doing keto kind of misguided. So really what you need to do is just drink ketones, and then you can evolve your nutrition to a lifestyle that you can maintain. Because anytime you're doing anything that's restrictive or feels like you can't wait till you can cheat, that's a sign that you're doing a crash diet. And a lot of people do ketogenic way of eating, and unfortunately, the second they go off of it, they're going to gain a lot of their weight back. So using ketones is a really good way to find balance, to find a lifestyle that works for you. That was a really long-winded one. I'm sorry.
Beautiful. I loved it. Yeah, that's just, the 10-day challenge has been a complete game changer. I have loved seeing all of the transformations that occur and just how easy it is for people to just pick it up, and how they're not making all these changes out of restriction anymore, that it's truly coming from a place.
I have my transformation. So this was day 1. Okay. And this was in 2017. This was before a drink ketones challenge. I was just like, I'm gonna drink these ketones and I don't want all the carbs. This was day 12, and then this was day 18.
Wow.
So, hello, that was 5 pounds, you guys. So it's body recomposition, okay? Throw the scale out. And then this was 5 months. That was a belly button.
And Amber, was that using 1 ketone a day or 2?
These ones right here was 1 ketone a day. I was nursing and I wasn't too sure, I was I didn't want to mess too much with my little baby, but she's brilliant and she turned out just fine. And you know what? I can't say that, yes, you should breastfeed and drink ketones or be pregnant and drink ketones. I did. I've nursed 2 babies. I've gone through a really healthy pregnancy, but that was that, like with me and my midwife looking at everything together. So if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, I absolutely encourage you to do your research and look into it, because it can really be a game changer. And then this one, probably about a month into drinking ketones, I increased it to 2 ketones a day. And then right now I'm 10 months postpartum. And so I look a little closer to this again, which is when my daughter was 10 months in this one too. So this is kind of, I'm excited to do an 8-week challenge now and just feel better.
Absolutely. So glad you had those pictures. That's convenient. So since we are talking about you, I want to hear a little bit more about your journey just as we wrap things up. Do you remember what it was like after you had your first drink?
I do. So let me just paint a little bit of a picture of what was going on prior to getting a packet of ketones. I was a health and fitness coach. I was postpartum with my firstborn. And I was one of those people that she was born and I went home and lost 30 pounds within 2 weeks and was wearing my size 6 jeans and life was great. And then like that 6 month, 7 month, kind of where I'm at right now with my son, like it's intense still nursing and up all night and, you know, like life and figuring it all out. So what I was doing is I was trying to out-train my bad nutrition because I was finding myself eating the sugar to get me through the day. I remember pumping in my classroom and looking through the cabinets on my pumping break for like anything. And you can imagine we have a lot of stuff at the preschool. So here I was, this health and fitness coach, and I was like gaining weight and I was just, you know, it's like imposter syndrome, right? And so I reached out to a friend. She's like, you know, I'm drinking these ketone things and here's this video. I watched that 4-minute video that's like super simple. And I was like, this can't be true. This is going to change the world. And so I drank, I can tell you it was like April 13th. I just remember this so vividly. And it was like 4 in the afternoon. I got my caffeine-free Max. That's what it used to be called, Max Ketones. I mixed up half of it and I like killed my workout. I ate low carb for dinner. I remember I was like so addicted to them. Like I'd wake up and I'd like chug them real quick. Like I didn't want to forget it. I remember even on Sundays, like that first week, like I had to drink my ketone before I went to church. Like I just couldn't miss it. And so I did it half a packet in the morning, half a packet in the afternoon. And for the first time in my life, I was not like a slave to the sugar. And even now, like I have emotional food issues, but they're not like physiological cravings with food. So I still have to like keep in check like my emotional eating. Ketones don't cure that, unfortunately, but they do cure the physiological cravings. And so even when I do like emotionally eat, I do less of it too. I eat less of the junk. I might have a little something versus like, you know, my mentality was like, if I'm going to go to Dairy Queen, I'm going to get a large kind of thing. And now like that would make me sick. So just really a game changer for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I had pizza last night, but I was kind of socializing and I was just enjoying it so much. Had a piece, went for a second, and it was like, I must have just started talking or, you know, socializing, and I just left that piece of pizza on my plate, you know, I had a full intention of eating it, but it was like my body just let me know when it was done and I just like got distracted. Whereas I used to kind of obsess about stuff like that. Was taught at a young age, like don't leave anything on your plate. So I can totally relate to that. It has definitely changed the game.
And that was like my first thing. So then the weight started, or like whatever, 5 pounds, but the bloat, the fat and all of that. And then what I can say now, like, you know, my postpartum period with my son was so different because I was sleeping. So of course I'm up throughout the night, breastfeeding and all of that. But when I was sleeping, I was getting really good quality sleep. And then during the day, like I just remember with my daughter being so freaking tired, like so tired. And like with him, like I'm not tired. Like I'll even lay with him when he's napping, and I rarely nap. I wake up every morning like ready for my day. Like I'm pretty tired right now because we've all been sick, but it's just so different. It's such a different experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
One last question just about you. What, actually, no, I have a couple more questions. Just kidding. When did you decide to start coaching others?
Well, so like I said, my background was in health and fitness coaching. So I did that for, I started that in 2014. I myself had gone through like a major transformation. I've lost like 40 pounds. And I found that I could share my journey with people, like the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that people found that inspirational, which just intrigued me. And so I have always been like a people person and like a helper. And it's funny because I have my degree is in health, but I had that really severe imposter syndrome, 40 pounds overweight, drank too much, smoked too much. This is like the back layer. So then once I got healthy, I was like, I can totally do this. And I'm so passionate about like connections and helping people and not saying like, follow this diet. It's like, no, like let's evolve your nutrition for lifestyle change. So I was coaching people starting in 2014. I was coaching people and I was like dragging them through the mud. Like, you can do this. We just got to keep failing forward. Everyone was struggling. And then as a health and fitness coach, after I tried ketones, I was like, you guys, you have to try these ketones. And so the people that I was coaching in 2014, they're still like with me, and I don't hear from them as much because they're so they're doing so well with ketones. But yeah, so it was like an easy, like it made me as a coach, my job easier to just kind of inspire people and to connect them with ketones and guide them with ketones. And so I've just been doing it. So it'll be 6 years in March that I've been coaching people through this process. And then, you know, finding just like being super passionate about getting like life-changing messages from people that like, hey, like I did this for the first time, or my health, or like my weight, or I'm not bone tired, or I'm a more present mom. So those are really meaningful. And then like the business aspect of it, you know, I'm a promoter with the company. I have been with Prove It for 3 years. And like meeting people like Lauren and getting to collaborate and be inspired by her and go out there with her. I don't even feel like I lead her. I think we like co-lead, and it's just really amazing process.
Awesome. You kind of answered more than one question in one, so that was good. I was going to ask you what the most rewarding part of being a keto coach is, but you kind of answered that, just talking about, you know, all the rewarding messages that come in, seeing, you know, people's health change, and it is really rewarding.
It is. And I mean, I would lie if I didn't say the financial piece didn't mean a lot to me and my family. So I was able to go part-time from teaching. So I was part-time through my pregnancy with my second child. And then now I'm on my second year being part-time. And it just allows me to have like these great experiences with my children. I'm a special education preschool teacher, so my job's pretty intense. So 4 hours a day of that is plenty to give me what I need to be at home too. So the financial piece is huge. And it, as a teacher, like I have a very definite ceiling of where I can go. And like being a keto coach, being with the company Prove It, I have like so many more opportunities, and I can I have far exceeded that that limiting thing. So whether I use keto coaching as my sole income, supplemental income, or if I decide to go back to teaching, I have extra income. It just gives me and my family so much more flexibility that we wouldn't have otherwise.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's something that people shy away from talking about because they don't want to come off, a certain way. But it is impactful and it is important. And then when you can even, lead a team or a couple people that you get to see the financial gains in their life is also very, very rewarding. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you just for spending time with me tonight. This was something I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I found it very heartwarming and just super, super excited to have you on. We should do this more.
I do. And next time I'm going to interview you.
Okay, deal.
So
we'll do it.
Yeah, and 22% off sale on Ketones right now too. So it's a perfect time if you haven't started, if you've been off the wagon with keto and whatever. And I think like the biggest thing that I just want people to know when we talk about simplicity is you do not have to do the keto diet to enjoy ketones. You can do ketones with Weight Watchers, Beachbody, clean eating, paleo, normal eating. Like if you're just a person and you just eat, whatever it is, you can add ketones in, because who wouldn't benefit from those 5 benefits, right? Like everybody needs those things regardless of how you eat.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you guys have questions, drop them in the comments. We'll circle back to them, and have a lovely evening. Bye.